So I think that there might be some misconceptions or just maybe misunderstandings when it comes to spiritual channeling. Can you explain what is spiritual channeling?
So, a spiritual channeling is when someone basically steps on the side and allows a higher consciousness to flow through them to deliver high frequency messages. And that at its core is what channeling is. And so my process is my spirit, I will move on the side, I make room, and basically I go to like another room or I'm flying around and I allow my spirit guides to sit in me and speak through me. And it's a beautiful thing when that happens because you can feel the energy shift in the room, and when they start speaking, it's always about love and deep insights just to help that person shift into their higher frequency. But at the core, channeling is being a vessel for higher consciousness to speak through you or move through you.
Interesting. So I think, one thing that we can probably all agree on, even for people that aren't familiar with spiritual channeling, is that we're all spiritual beings that are occupying flesh bodies.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yes.
So to think that the possibilities of channeling spirits that aren't in flesh bodies, to me, it makes sense to me. Even as somebody that doesn't do it personally, I can see how that is possible. Who are the spirit guides that you channel?
So my guides are from Makali'i. They're from the Pleiades. And they're a group of beings that have been basically following me lifetime after lifetime. And because I've always been a channel for lifetimes, and it's no different in this lifetime. And that's just a contract that I have with them. And they are from the stars. And so they bring a star perspective for humanity. Okay. That's who they are. They bring star knowledge.
And their intention is to enrich us and help us in our journey?
Oh, absolutely. They want to help raise your frequency, help you basically not struggle anymore, learn from these low frequencies and raise your vibration higher. They want to raise the frequency in humanity. That's their goal, is to always better humanity.
Okay. Interesting. So if you could share maybe an example of a channeling experience that stood out in your memory, what would that be?
Okay, so yours was amazing, right? Like, let's take it there. Your channeling, I felt. I mean, I don't know if you want to be open and
open
to
book,
share
open
that.
Book.
Okay,
let's share.
Okay, so your channeling, I felt like when you first came to the house to sit with us, there was a lot of turmoil, but after that, I could see you just like, oh my gosh, like just like kind of mind blown, right? And you're trying to absorb and just acclimate to the information that was provided to you from past lives, why you do what you do, the reason why you feed people. It's beautiful. And to have that deeper understanding. And so from your channeling, just to see you transform. And then I think I saw you're speaking to like a classroom of kids.
Yeah.
And you're saying like, my purpose. And like, I started crying literally. I was like, oh my God. That was because I could see a huge difference in you, from when we last saw you till now. And I love that. I love that. It's that effect that the channelings have on people.
Okay. Well, I guess it does make sense for me to talk about my perspective and how I processed the channeling. One of the things that stood out to me was when you described, or when the spirit guides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not you.
It's not me. I'm in another room and they're talking and I can hear a little bit, but there's no way I would know those things or even speak those words, like, yeah.
And, I was a believer because there's so much that Tahiti couldn't have possibly known that came through her that day, and things that touched me on a deeper level and helped me really expand my scope of consciousness. That's really what it was. I went in there, I need help, I was seeking, and then as the information came out, I felt these barriers that I created for myself through all the turmoil dissolve because of my understanding, because of the information that was being channeled to me. One of the things that really stood out was when the spirit guides told me about one of my past lives, how I was an oppressor. I was a Caucasian man, and I was leading some type of like army troops at a fort in the Americas when the Native Americans were being overthrown or being taken over, all their land and all their resources, everything. It was ethnic genocide, you know what I mean? And when that was happening, I was on the other side. And in this life, I'm a native man, a brown man, a African American, Japanese, and to know that in my past life I was a Caucasian man that was on the other side was something that changed my whole understanding of life, and then also my acceptance for other cultures, because I was part of a different culture. So to kind of describe a little bit about what I learned and how I benefited from that is we were surrounded by the Native Americans, and they cut off all our water, all our supplies, all our food, and instead of attacking us and killing the troops, they starved us to death. So as the commander of the troops there, I felt responsible for the deaths of all my troops. And in this life, how I am repaying my karmic debt is I feed people. For some reason, I don't know why I was so attracted to the restaurant industry. And I don't know why I have this innate passion and deep desire to do what I do, but I do. And learning this put another piece in the puzzle of me trying to figure out who I am, you know, in this journey. It's not just one life, reincarnation, whether you believe it or not. I'm pretty sure that I'm a believer in reincarnation. This makes sense to me. It made sense. And that clarity that it brought gave me more intention and purpose to what I do now in this current life. After that, when I went into my restaurant the next time I worked, I was doing things with meaning, with a purpose. Like you said, I went over the kitchen and I said, we make this food with love, and we're going to nourish bodies and spirits and souls. And everybody who comes into this restaurant is going to feel so much more better when they leave, right? Than from when they came in. And we're healers. We're healers, right?
You're healer through food.
Through food and through experience, and through love. So that was one aspect of that channeling that really changed the trajectory of my life and where I was kind of headed, to help me rocket. It is like rocket fuel for me, to take me to the next level. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yes, you're so welcome for, just absorbing the messages from my guides. But also to go back to, we're first a spirit being, right? Inhabiting this flesh body. And your spirit wants to experience all of the things. So you've experienced living in a white body. You've experienced living in a brown body. You've experienced living as a man, as a woman. Like, it's all the things that your spirit wants to experience. And so it's not just one perspective, right? And so I think it just opens up your perspective to more possibilities. Like, well, why am I here? Why do I do the things? But I'm so glad you have a deeper understanding of why you feed people.
Yes. And I plan to continue to do that. And even if it's not in the restaurant for the rest of my life, I'll continue to feed people's minds and people's spirits by doing these type of talks.
So good.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome.
Good.